Imagine that every time you hurt someone, you have to experience their pain. That every crime you commit, you have to live through from the victim's perspective. That's what happens in the story The Only Punishment by Ville W. Kokko. Now, this story asks the question of if it's okay for us to take away someone's free will as an acceptable form of punishment. When you think about it, punishment by definition is an infringement on someone's free will. It's only a punishment if it's something that they don't want to be doing. Perhaps the more interesting question that lays behind this is to what degree is it permissible to reduce someone's free will for the sake of punishment? And in this story, the degree is quite high because the prisoner has to endure what he believes is a form of brainwashing, where he has to experience his crimes from the point of view of the victim. I guess my question though is this really brainwashing? To me, brainwashing is changing a narrative. Here, we're simply gaining additional information, it seems. We are understanding the situation from a point of view that we hadn't already considered. It seems almost like we're actually experiencing the qualia or the subjective point of view of someone that we were previously unable to access or empathize with. Because in this story, almost all of the reformed prisoners are said to go off and never commit crimes again, it seems like the brainwashing fixes them all for the most part. And so I guess one way to think about this is it okay to temporarily take away someone's freedom if the intention is their well-being in the long term? Socrates talks a bit about this in Plato's Gorgias, where he argues that if you truly love someone and they do something wrong, you should want for them to get punished. In the same way that if you truly love someone, you would want them to go to the doctor to receive the right medicine, even if they don't think it's necessary. On the other hand, we don't really know how this so-called brainwashing process actually works or where the narrative comes from. We're not really sure if it's a truthful narrative that is really reliving the victim's experience, or whether it's an untruthful narrative that has been put together by someone in power to kind of force certain perspectives onto the criminal. For example, maybe the person that the criminal attacked wasn't innocent at all. You could argue that by forcing someone to live through such an experience where every facet of their free will is so undermined, we are actually undermining their human dignity in the process. There's also this underlying question of if you are only being good because we've forced you to be good, does that kind of undervalue the goodness of your future actions? I mean, the determinist who believes that we don't have free will at all simply wouldn't care. All of our decisions, all of our sins have been determined by genes, environmental factors, and the laws of the physical universe that we are subject to as physical beings. So what do you think? Taking away someone's free will, is it an acceptable form of punishment?